My next guest is finally going to be on Dana White's Contender Series, September 3rd, taking on Tommy McMillen. It is Austin Bashi joining me here on the program. Austin, how's it going, man?
Doing pretty good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing awesome. Glad to see you get this opportunity. I know you and I have been doing interviews for years. It seemed like a long time coming. When did you find out about this? And I'm sure you had to expect this was going to happen.
I knew about the Contender fight before I even had this last fight locked in, but I still wanted to fight just because I wanted that experience and didn't want that whole year off. So I knew about it before.
As far as when you found out, who's the first person you told? Because this is like a huge bit of news.
Honestly, I didn't really tell no one because I still wanted to just focus on that fight I had on June 1st. So I kept it down low, and I tried to not even think about it myself until my fight on June 1st was finished, and then I told everyone.
I know, obviously, you're happy about the opportunity. Was part of you also not surprised you didn't get outright signed? You've got 12 fights. I know you're younger, but I think a lot of people expected you just to get the call up immediately as opposed to going through Contender Series.
Yeah, that was the goal, and I was hoping for that too. But it is what it is, man. And I'll make sure to get the call after this fight on Contender Series.
There you go. Good mindset. Let's talk about your opponent, Tommy McMillen. He's got half the fights you do. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
He's another tough guy. Good striking, good grappling, but I don't think I match up too well for him. I think I'm a bad style for him. I'm gonna drown him, and I'm gonna beat him and take his soul.
How much will that experience play into this, just with the fact, like I mentioned, you've got double the fights he does, you've been in all different types of positions, fought all types of different opponents. How much will that pay dividends in this matchup?
I think it will be huge. Not just the experience, but the people I fought. I fought people with some good records and some tough guys, and those were the type of fights I wanted. So when I'm put into some positions like this, I'm ready to go.
Anything different for this camp, or just business as usual? Who are some of your main training partners? Who's helping you get ready for this fight?
Camp is going to be the same as usual. Repeat what we've been doing in the past. My coaches are Brandon, Macy, Angelo, Avon, and there's a lot of my training partners that help me, but I don't want to accidentally miss a name.
For sure. Yeah, we'd probably be here all day if we had to list all the training partners. I imagine no cross training, just keep everything at home for this one. Cause I'm sure you have had opportunities to go train elsewhere as well and get some different training.
Yeah, I just stay at my gym, Warrior Way, here in Michigan. I've been here for 14 years, and I'll be here for the rest of my life.
Have you felt the support from the Michigan, not only the Michigan fans, but also, Michigan fighters? There's a lot of them in the UFC, and it seems like it's a really tight-knit community.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when you see fighters from Michigan making it to that big stage. For example, like Jamal Hill when he won that UFC title, was pretty nice to see.
That must be inspiring too, because again, there aren't a lot of UFC champions that have made it from Michigan. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it was definitely very nice to see that.
There you go. When does the weight cut start for you? Obviously, we've got a lot of time here. Fights on September 3rd. When do you start cutting down to 145?
Usually I'll do like a 8-week diet just so I'm not in a rush or nothing. It's not too big of a weight cut. 135 was a whole different story, but at 145 I definitely do have more leeway.
Your corner, do you know who will be in the cage with you yet? Have you figured that out?
Yes, yeah, so it'll be my coaches, Macy and Brandon.
There we go. And you said it there. You love the style matchup. How do you see this fight playing out on September 3rd? How do you see it going down?
I see myself bringing a very high pace to him, and him not expecting this and him not having this. He had a lot of first-round finishes, but with me, the style I bring and the pace and pressure I bring really breaks people. I see myself finishing this guy in the second round.
Love it. Didn't even hesitate. Have you sort of thought about that walk and seeing Dana White and it being kind of in a quiet venue? Like there's that aspect of it too, where this isn't just a normal fight. It's a little bit different than what you're used to, right? You're used to fighting in front of a crowd and you're used to not having Dana White in the crowd. Have you sort of mentally prepared yourself for that as well?
Yeah, I have. I'm very excited for that. It's going to be a real cool experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you had a glance at the featherweight division right now in the UFC? Are you like a student of the game, or are you going to wait until you actually get in there to kind of study it?
I've been watching everyone for a while now, bantamweight division, featherweight division, and I just watch a lot of fights. But yeah, I've been looking at it.
And how do you feel like your skill set fits into this in either division?
I feel like I can't talk until after this fight, until I'm actually in the UFC, but I do feel like I really could compete with the best in the world.
Do you see yourself going back down to 35? Like, because obviously you've competed in both. You sort of have an ideal weight class for you as far as after this.
Yeah, no, I won't be going back down to 135. You know, my last 5 fights were super hard weight cuts, and 145 was my new home.
Okay, that makes sense. And what do you think of the champ right now, Ilia Topuria, at the top of the featherweight division? A guy that kind of surprised a lot of people. He finished Volkanovski. He made a quick rise up to the top of the division. What do you make of his run so far? I'm sure you're keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, he's an animal, man, and that's why he's a world champion, though, because he's a very hard guy to beat.
Yeah, no, completely agree with that. And what's downtime looking like right now? I know the weather's great over there in Michigan right now, but you got this fight coming up. How do you balance like getting to enjoy your summer a bit while also, preparing for this opportunity?
Honestly, like in camp or out of camp, I'm honestly still in the gym 6 to 7 days a week, 8 hours a day. But just when I do have a little time, I'll hang out with my family and friends.
Okay, there you go. Very, very well grounded and everything like that. And I got to ask you before we go, I don't think I've asked you this before. Who are some of your favorite fighters? Like, who do you enjoy watching in the UFC? Who's someone that you never miss their fight or you really enjoy as far as UFC fighters?
Yeah, right now it's like Alexander Volkanovski, Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway, and kind of the whole lightweight roster.
Absolutely. I love it. Austin, congrats on the opportunity. We're all going to be watching September 3rd, Dana White's Contender Series. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, first, obviously got to thank God for this journey He has put me on, and also to all my family and fans for just all the love and support throughout. And to my sponsors, I'm very blessed that they supported me throughout my whole career. And then my Instagram, they're just at Austin Bashi.